You you work and work for years and years. You're always on the go. You never take a minute off. You're always making dough. Someday you say you'll have your fun when you're a millionaire. Imagine all the fun you'll have in your old rocking chair. Enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. Enjoy yourself while you're still in the pink. The years go by as quickly as a wink. Enjoy yourself, enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. You're gonna take that ocean trip no matter come what may. You've got your reservations, but you just can't get away. Next year for sure you'll see the world, you'll really get around. But how far can you travel when you're 6 feet underground? Enjoy yourself, it's later than you think. Enjoy yourself while you're still in the pink. The years go by as quickly as a wink. Enjoy yourself, enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. I caught a case during the singing of that song. Ironically, I caught a case of pleurisy and the White Plague. I almost lost a lung singing that song. You work and work for years and years. You're always on the go. You never take a minute off. You're busy making dough. Someday you say you'll have your fun when you're a millionaire. Imagine all the fun you'll have in your old rocking chair. Enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. Enjoy yourself while you're still in the pink. Yes, in the pink, someone asked. I think Kathy asked. I looked that up when I was first looking at the song a few months ago. In the pink, it means like you're still, well, sort of an ethnocentric, maybe borderline. Well, it's an ethnocentric expression for being healthy. When your face is still pink, that's what they're going for. The years go by as quickly as a wink. Enjoy yourself, enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. It's a carpe diem song. My favorite line is, well, let's do the second verse. You're gonna take that ocean trip. Ocean trip's highly overrated. I mean, an ocean trip back in the day was a fine way to get somewhere, but a cruise, I think cruises, it's I don't know, it's a consensus, I would say, among the sane that a cruise is not something. That's like, it's like forced confinement with a lot of people that you don't really want to be with, and then a lot of food on a buffet warming in the sun. For more on this, check out that essay. What is that called? That David Foster Wallace essay, like a perfectly fun thing I'd never like to do again. I've ruined the title, but he has a funny essay about cruising, about how miserable it is. A supposedly fun thing, that's what it's called. A supposedly fun thing I'll never do again. That's the title. He has another incredible essay. If you're vegan, or if you're vegan curious, if you have any vegans around you and you're trying to kind of get into their mindset a little bit and understand what makes them tick, you should read David Foster Wallace's essay. It's called Consider the Lobster. It's an amazing essay about the Maine Lobster Festival. Every year there's this Maine Lobster Festival, a frenzy of humans devouring crustaceans. You're gonna take that ocean trip no matter come what may. You've got your reservations, but you just can't get away. Next year for sure you'll see the world, you'll really get around. But how far can you travel when you're 6 feet underground? Enjoy yourself, it's later than you think. Enjoy yourself while you're still in the pink. The years go by as quickly as a wink. Enjoy yourself, enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. All right, there it is. Hello. Howdy. Good evening. I am Ethan Hirschenfeld. This is the nosho. The nosho. Without a W, we couldn't get the rights to even a single W. www was taken. www was taken by Google and Facebook. WW was taken by those famous wars of the last century. W, that's taken by the 42nd president or whatever he was. There's no W's available. So it's the no show without the W. We couldn't even afford the space between the no and the show. So it's the no show. There's no space. It's NOSHO. People sometimes come up to me and they say, Ethan, why is the show called the no show? Actually, no one ever does that, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Let's pretend for the sake of what I'm about to say that happens with some frequency. Hey, Steph. Hey, David. Hey, Dad. Hey, Neurogeezer. Hey, Z in Hawaii. Jill Lewis. Hello, Jill Lewis. Jill Lewis says, cruise ships are floating septic tanks that poison the ocean's ecosystems. I couldn't agree more. And they poison the gastrointestinal tracts of everyone aboard. Hey, Mary in Chicago. Hey, Mobius. Hey, Richard. Yes, seasickness. I love this song, David says, but it sounds like it was written by a wife nagging her husband. Yeah, like finally take the vacation. It has a little bit of that. It's like Henny Youngman's retort to her husband. My wife says, take me on a trip. I take her everywhere. She finds her way home. Sorry to the ghost of Henny Youngman. I take her lots of places. She always finds her way home. This is like the opposite of that. The wife saying, can we take a trip finally? I think I might have mentioned this earlier a year ago on the show, but my favorite, maybe it's the greatest joke ever because it's brevity, but I think it's also Henny Youngman. My wife and I had, it's Rodney Dangerfield. My wife and I had 50 good years. My wife and I had 20 good years. Then we met. That's another good one. Yeah, claustrophobia. Oh, you went on one, Steph. You went on a cruise when you were 16 and you hated it. Good for you. It's another thing about you that speaks well of your character. Oh, nice. You had an audition, Steph, today at Central Square Theatre in Cambridge. I hope that went great. Could you have afforded 2 U's? Oh, 2 U's. Yeah. So Mary asks, so we couldn't afford a W for the show, but 2 U's. That's a very good joke. The W is it's 2 U's. Vu, they call it a vu in Italian. The W is a vu. So when you're saying a website, you say vu, vu, vu. Anyway, the only way for most people to do what the lyrics suggest is to just quit work and dance the boho dance. Yeah, that's right. Quit your job. The song is sort of advocating quitting your job. Oh, so you were. So a lot of people, a lot of the audience were on a cruise once and only once. All right. So David Foster Wallace of blessed memory was correct. I noticed something. Gee whiz. I want to tell you something that I noticed the other day. I noticed a little piece of a peanut in my teeth, right between my teeth and gums. I think I got it. I was listening to WOMR. WOMR is the local public radio station out here at the end of Cape Cod. And I was listening, and there was a woman doing a show, and she was doing a terrific job DJing. And when she would mention the composers, she would say, he was born in 1822 in Bavaria, and he did die in 1897. And then after another number, I heard her do a similar thing. And before she said die, she would say did. It was almost like she was trying to cushion the blow. He did die. It's like what your vet would say if they went in the back with your dog just to draw some blood and things went really badly. So we took your schnauzer. The tech took your schnauzer. We did draw some blood, and he did pass away. It's weird. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. He was born in Vienna in 17, and he did die. It's almost like the way she said did. It was like she's breaking the news to you. He did die, and then I heard it again today from someone else, totally different station. Maybe it's a public radio thing, because it might have been another public radio thing. Maybe public radio is in denial of death. He did pass away. It was very funny. It was almost like a superstition, like holding your breath when you pass a cemetery. Oh, the Costa Concordia, the cruise in Italy. Wait, were you on that ship? Not when it sank, but yeah, the Costa Concordia. That was an incredible moment. My friend Jimmy reminded me of it the other day. The captain of that Concordia, the Costa Concordia, that's like the coast of peace and harmony. So that thing ran aground I think it was off of Tuscany in the coast in Italy, because it was near a friend's house there back in the days when I used to go there a lot for jobs. And famously, the captain just left the ship. He was one of the worst captains in history. I wanted to do a sports joke then and say, well, the worst next to, and then name a captain from like a New York. I was going to say Marvin Webster, but I don't think Marvin Webster was the captain, and he probably would have been a fine captain if he was the captain. Rory Sparrow. Again, all of my sports references are from the 80s. Zeke Mowatt. A shout out to Zeke Mowatt and Joe Klecko. All of those 80s New York sports people. And Mark Gastineau. Okay. Anyway, Schettino. The name of the captain was Schettino because famously the Coast Guard, they just yelled at him over the airways, and they said, Schettino a bordo, Schettino a bordo, which means Schettino, get back on your boat, you coward. So, Schettino a bordo. Oh, Kathy says, I have a wicked interest in shipwrecks. Then you have to listen to my two friends. They have a podcast exactly about shipwrecks. I'm going to tell you the title because I haven't listened to it in a little while because they switched format. My friends Kit and David have this amazing. Here, I'm going to give you the. Here, for example, is one episode Oh, it's called Killer Shipwrecks. Here's a shout out to my friends Kit and David in Los Angeles. This is from 1 year ago. Killer Shipwrecks. Please check it out. It's called Killer Shipwrecks. Kit and David do a very funny, very entertaining rundown of. Some of them are like Great Lakes. There was a lot of shipwrecks on the Great Lakes because all of that timber was shipped across, and all of that wheat was shipped across to the East Coast, across those Great Lakes. So a lot of those steamships went down. And then there was one of their episodes. One of the episodes of Killer Shipwrecks is about an ancient shipwreck, like in, I think, like during the Roman Empire. Oh, maybe it was the Greeks. It was like there's some. A few of their episodes are about shipwrecks that happened thousands of years ago. So very cool. Oh yeah, the Edmund Fitzgerald. Oh, the Andrea Doria. Yeah. Mary has no sound. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope you got your sound back. Hesperus. Okay, we're on the subject of shipwrecks. There were a lot of shipwrecks here. This is I'm broadcasting or whatever I'm doing here from Truro at the end of Cape Cod. It's the town right before the last town, and I learned a year or two ago that this area, before it was called Truro, and Truro is a town in the southwest of England, so this was just named after that. But before that, before it had that name, and obviously it had a Native American name before that, but for a couple of hundred years there, this town, this area was called Dangerfield. This place was called Dangerfield because the coast, the ocean side here, was so treacherous for ships that they would frequently run aground. There were lots of shipwrecks. And then so there were Coast Guard stations and there were rescue boats. And, there's a long history here of lots of shipwrecks. So you can look that up. Dangerfield was the name of this area. Which I thought it would be nice to start a comedy club up here called Dangerfield without the S, without the apostrophe. And just, you could explain to the copyright judge that it had nothing to do with Rodney. The wreck of the Ella Fitzgerald. Yeah, that was Edmund, the Edmund. There was no wreck of the Ella Fitzgerald. I was just listening to, because someone suggested the song, and I'm gonna sing it, but I'm not gonna sing it tonight because I didn't figure it out yet. Let's fall in love. Why shouldn't we fall in love? Our hearts are made of it. Let's take a chance. Why be afraid of it? Don't be afraid. Let's close our eyes and make our own paradise. Eyes and paradise don't really rhyme, but they're close enough. It's almost good that they don't exactly rhyme. Let's close our eyes and make our own paradise. Little we know of it, still we can try to make a go of it. We might have been meant for each other. I don't know the tune in that bridge. That's part of why I can't sing it. To be or not to be. Let our hearts discover. Let's fall in love. Why shouldn't we fall in love? Now is the time for it while we are young. Let's fall in love. All right, well, that's the tune. That's why I had Ella Fitzgerald on my mind. Oh, Neurogeezer, is that a slant rhyme? I was wondering, because I was thinking a near rhyme. There was that word near rhyme, but you're saying that Emily Dickinson called that a slant rhyme. Eyes and paradise. Very good to know. Neurogeezer, you have uh, an encyclopedia of interesting stuff in your head. Thank you for sharing. Okay, let's see who wrote that song. Let's fall in love. Let's fall in love. Why shouldn't we fall in love? Fall in love song writer. Some of you probably know this and you've beaten me to this, and I should know. Harold Arlen. We had a song by him just the other night. Ted Koehler, who also made faucets, well known for his bathtubs, his bathroom fixtures, his shower heads. Ted Koehler, possibly a different Ted. I mean, a different Koehler. And Harold Arlen. All right. Oh, and of course, Nat King Cole doing Let's Fall in Love. Yeah, that's how I first heard that song. Let's Fall in Love. We might have been meant. Oh, this is on the subject of wooing techniques. I know I was discussing wooing, ways to woo. That's a. I'd like to write a little book. It would be about this size, but maybe a little smaller. You could get it at the checkout counter. Um, you know what? You should be able to get it at the checkout counter at bookstores, but you should also be able to get it in truck stop bathrooms, in those little machines where they sell hygienic items and prophylactics. You should also, a book on how to woo, ways to woo. So ways to woo. This is, by the way, I got this at the transfer station the other day. I have Polish for travelers and French for travelers. If anyone needs to know how to say anything. Ways to woo. This song is really good because it's the soft sell. It's very casual. Let's fall in love. Why shouldn't we? It's just a rhetorical thing. Why shouldn't we? Why not? Why shouldn't we? I mean, we might as well. It couldn't hurt. As opposed to, we had a song last night where someone was saying, when I fall in love, it'll be forever, or I'll never fall in love. It sounds like a threat. It's a little bit aggressive. So if you're looking for ways to woo, maybe let's fall in love. A little casual. Who am I to give this sort of advice? Who the hell am I to give that kind of advice? We might have been meant for each other. We might be meant for each other. We might not be. Let our hearts discover. It's nice. I like it. I'll take it. Harold Arlen. Oh, who wrote the words? Lyrics. Let's fall in love. Lyrics. I guess Ted Koehler would have been the lyrics. Lyricist. Who made the song Let's Fall in Love? Yeah, the lyrics were Ted Koehler. Oh, and it was for the film, the eponymous film, Let's Fall in Love. And it was published in 1933, the song. 1933. It's heard during the opening credits and later sung by Art Jarrett. Okay, gotta watch that movie. That 91-year-old movie, Let's Fall in Love. Eponymous, by the way, that's a word I love. You don't get to use it enough, but see if you can say it over breakfast tomorrow. If you can find a way, please on tomorrow night's show, let me know that you found a way to shoehorn the word eponymous, to shoehorn it in between the oatmeal and the Cheerios. Beautiful dreamer, wake unto me. I don't like that song. That's Stephen Foster. It's a little bit schmaltzy. Love is overrated after 36 years of marriage. Okay, I see that that comment. I don't know what to do with that comment. 36 years. That's quite a long run. So congratulations on that. What can I say to answer that comment? 36 years of marriage. Love is overrated. Well, you know what? I think I would say um, looking at the expectations side of that equation, it's overrated. Well, who's rating it? I mean, we shouldn't rate it so highly. It's one thing in life that has its ups and downs. How about that? Maybe a change of perspective. Great word. I love. Can't say I ever used it. That's a good one. Love is fluid. Sometimes love is too much fluids. If love is fluid, sorry, that's a fluid joke. Yeah, love can be fluid. It should be fluid. If it's not fluid, but it shouldn't be too fluid. Wink, wink, wink like you are sharing a secret. I'm reading some comments, but I'm reading them backwards, so it's coming out a little bit. They're coming out like haikus. Ric Flair loves to woo. Thank you, Z. I got to look that up. I know the name. I don't know much about it. Ric Flair. All right. Well, let me say one other thing. Um, I owe my friend Ian a page of writing. We started doing a thing recently where he's graciously sending me some prompts to get me on a writing schedule. So I have deadlines. They're sort of artificial deadlines, but aren't all deadlines artificial in a way? I guess they're not, but some are more, let's say, some are more artificial than others. This one is just we cook this up in our little microwaves. So I have a deadline. I have a page of prose or jokes or something due. I'm going to say it's due at midnight. So when I sign off, that's where I'm headed. I'm going to sit right here and work on that. The other thing I did was I was looking for some weights and I put it out there into the universe, and a neighbor was getting rid of not just a few weights, not just like a dumbbell or a barbell, but like a whole rack of weights of different sizes. So I went over, loaded them into my car, drove them just a 2-minute drive, unloaded them, and I was exhausted. That was a giant workout just to unload them, so I haven't had to use them yet. So tomorrow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to load them back in the car and take them over to his house and unload them there, which will also be a great workout. And I'm just going to keep doing that every other day, and that'll be the workout. Let's fall in love. Oh, Mobius, a page a day. That's a good one. A page a day. Oh, My Blue Heaven. I haven't done that one in a long time. That's such a nice song. Whippoorwills. Whippoorwills. My neighbors here suggested a song to me that I had never heard of, which was so nice. And it's a song that George Harrison. Well, There's this English rocker who plays it at the end of every one of his concerts, and it's I'll See You in My Dreams, Joe Brown. I didn't know the song, but apparently he was close friends with George Harrison, and he started at a certain point, ending every concert with I'll See You in My Dreams on the ukulele. So that's another plan of mine to learn how to play that. That is correct, Mila. That would be an eponymous show. David, the David Feldman Show is an eponymous show. He's got his name on it. Yeah, so I'll See You in My Dreams. That's a nice tune. That's a plan. That's a plan of mine. All right. When whippoorwills call and evening is nigh. Evening is nigh. N-I-G-H. It's near. Evening is near. I hurry to my blue heaven. A turn to the right. A little white light will lead you to my blue heaven. You'll see a smiling face, a fireplace, a cozy room, a little nest that's nestled where the roses bloom. Just Molly and me, and baby make three. We're happy in my blue heaven. I remember what I find weird about that song. Suddenly this Molly appears in the last line. I don't know that I'm not a great fan of that idea of introducing a whole new character in the very last line. It's a nice song, so. I'm here every night, always. Every night at 9, always. When the things you've planned need a helping hand, I will understand always, always. Days may not be fair always. That's why I'll be here always. Not just for an hour, actually just a half hour. Not just for a day. Every night at 9, always. That's the ending on a C6. Not seasick, C6. Speaking of cruises, a lot of people have started saying, speaking of cruising and cruising altitude, a lot of people have started saying, let's look at this from the 30,000 foot vantage. It's become a quick cliche. I guess I'll leave you with that important observation. A lot of people are saying 30,000 feet. Oh, the Frenchie loves the no-show. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Neurogeezer. Thank you, Mary. Thanks, Dad. Thanks, David, Richard, Mila, Mobius, Daryl. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your eyes. Thank you for your ears. Bella Lune. Hello. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching and listening. And I am Ethan Hirschenfeld. This is the no-show, and this is the no-show for Tuesday, the 21st of May, 2024. Just a month till summer. I hope you have a restful night, Sweet dreams, dreams of gold, as they say in Italian. Sogni d'oro. Sogni d'oro. May you dream of gold.